Once upon a time, in a lush valley surrounded by towering mountains, there lived a young prince named Siddhartha. His father, King Suddhodana, ruled over a peaceful and prosperous kingdom. Siddhartha had everything a prince could ever wish for: fine clothes, delicious food, and an abundance of luxury. However, despite all the comforts of royal life, Siddhartha felt an inner restlessness, as if something was missing, though he could not name it. As he grew older, Siddhartha became curious about the world beyond the palace walls. One day, he asked his charioteer to take him on a journey through the kingdom. As they traveled through the streets, Siddhartha witnessed for the first time the reality of human suffering. He saw an old man struggling with age, a sick person writhing in pain, and a corpse being carried for burial. These sights deeply disturbed him, for he had never encountered such suffering before, hidden as it was behind the palace gates. He asked his charioteer, "What is the meaning of this? Why must people age, fall ill, and die?" The charioteer replied, "These are the truths of life, my prince. All beings, no matter how rich or powerful, must face these realities." Determined to find a way to escape this inevitable fate, Siddhartha decided to leave his life of luxury behind. He secretly left the palace in the dead of night, taking only a few belongings. He wandered through the forests and villages, seeking wisdom from holy men and great teachers. Siddhartha spent years in meditation, living as an ascetic, trying to find enlightenment through extreme fasting and self denial. Yet, despite his efforts, he found no peace. One day, weak from his ascetic practices, Siddhartha sat under a tree, vowing not to rise until he had found the answers to the questions that haunted him. As he meditated deeply, a profound realization came to him. He understood that suffering was a part of life, but it was not something to be feared or avoided. Instead, it could be transcended by understanding its causes and learning to live with wisdom, compassion, and mindfulness. He called this realization the middle path, a path of balance between indulgence and self denial. Siddhartha then became known as the Buddha, the awakened one. He spent the rest of his life teaching others the truths he had discovered. He shared the Four Noble Truths: that suffering exists, that suffering has a cause, that suffering can end, and that there is a path to the end of suffering, which is the Eightfold Path. Through his teachings, Buddha inspired countless people to live lives of kindness, wisdom, and peace. He showed them that true happiness does not come from wealth or power, but from understanding the nature of life and embracing compassion for all beings. And so, Buddha's teachings spread across the world, continuing to guide countless hearts and minds toward inner peace and enlightenment, just as they had done for him under the tree.